Folklore. Stories which are passed down for generations to enjoy, experience, and learn from. These tales act as the lifeblood of the microcultures found in small secluded communities. They tell grandiose renditions of respectable feats. Regardless of your place in this world, there are stories for you to discover. From the malevolent Wendigo of the frigid Canadian North to the ravenous drop bear of the blistering Australian woodlands. Our sights are set on the small mountainous country of Switzerland, specifically a valley whose dark history holds many secrets among the rock and snow. Mundaun, a game developed by Hidden Fields and a very real municipality, takes us on a 4-day journey through the awe-striking Alps in search of answers regarding the fate of Curtin's grandfather, Fleurin. Along the way, we encounter several individuals, some who intend to help, and others whose intentions are nothing short of nefarious. Our bus is here. Come now, relax, take in the sights and sounds. We have much to explore.
Car Curdin. Bia ons en vergai de picket je stau si keu, e sto mal che hai nausches novas per tai. Il clavau de teu car tat florin ai berjaus giù. Cura che ti leges quelles linjes et el de dit se traus. I è bon necessari che ti fetches il leun viadi si keu. I sas denton esser si girs, Florin aveva fetg pudentai ed el era los sintai. Signau plavon Jeremias, visneunca de Mundaun. Si già è curioso di quella breve. E stos vese come sadens els che schabiau.
Having scaled the mountain, the haze pierced by the bus rolls back in, obstructing all below. The rest of the world left oblivious to the tragedy above. Following the short path, Fleurin's charred resting place lies dormant, but not empty. From the still smoking rubble and ash, a black goat emerges from the ruins. It does not appear frightened or disgruntled, but rather inquisitive. We show our affection and continue investigating the barn and surrounding oddities. Inside, a room has been sealed off by a peculiar collapse. Unlike the rest of the barn, the door frame and adjacent walls did not crumble, rather they contorted, preventing access. An easel and painting sit on a small stone ledge. Perhaps a closer look is in order. Curtin pulls himself from the ashen floor, upright before his immolated grandfather. It seems as though the priest's claim to have buried Fleurin was a fabrication. But why? We take his pipe as a keepsake, as well as the childhood photo Fleurin saved for Curtin's discovery. We have what information we required. Now, we are to visit the chapel and Jeremias. However, we appear to be trapped. This corrupted gift the old man had given Curtin in his vision molds the twisted structure, permitting safe passage once more. Beyond the now empty easel and through the gate, Mundaun is ours to wander, and its secrets ours to discover. Considering Florin's home is on the way, it may be worth familiarizing ourselves with Curtin's childhood home.
Das Pyrenees. Vindo das Pyrenees. Estou vindo para médico.
An innocuous small cellar used to store meat along with a workbench. A harmless painting captures a party of workers constructing a wooden bridge. Steep hills rapidly descend into a white cushion, and beneath this cushion, like a lost coin, a note left by Florin.
Pushpai il madem siami. Eu son pigliaus en ina combra nera profond sot la tiara. Nidina finiastra, nidina escia.
A black chamber beneath the surface of the earth, absent of entries or exits. A subterranean prison. Whatever the case, we should get going. Beginning our trek to the chapel, we stumble across a lift system in a dilapidated barn. A man emerges on a silent wooden carriage with an easel and, presumably, a bag of supplies in tow. Where might he be going? Out of focus, on a distant ledge, two goats and a girl look down on all below. The goats, black and white, stand on either side of the girl. As for the girl herself, her singing carries across the open air, between bird calls and the natural ambience of the mountain. We make our way up to the chapel, uninterrupted. As we approach, the goats take notice of us. They watch without a break in their concentration. Calling up to the girl, she does not respond, but rather tosses a paper plane. As it circles the chapel, the bell tolls, and the sun rapidly descends toward the horizon. The paper airplane, the girl's drawing, gives us direction. The shadow of the cross paints the surface of a stone on the other side of the gap, near the cemetery. The key for the cemetery gate, left by Jeremias. Among the graves, an empty pit awaits Florin's arrival. Initials engraved on a wooden panel. The church bells toll once more. Nary a paper airplane in sight. The priest is present, prepared to provide a sermon for an audience of one.
Grazie, že ti mi šlo entrar. Ultimamente demos so in simétrica cat da Troia.
Ordin, ce faci tu cau? A sogno mai breve.
Da coinas finiastras seradas con aisas?
Schau dat in Stembrau? Al radio ben probiu in Stembrau? Nera?
Ina candaila?
La candaila da patten da ciutat. Ti dois avere. En vida ella questa sera von chianet. Metta ella sin la corni. in memoria de Florin.
Vos vai scret che tat sei di morts.
Morts is het raus.
In feu che enclavau.
Fetch tragic. Il feinsto aveva piau fiuc.
Vos reis menzegnes. La fossa de tat è vita. Vos lasciau una vosa in quella ruina arsa.
Nu se vai în poau de purta o la bară, ma nu se vai în bopu de utirele. E liuca și ala Deus, torna buona vos. Eu stai preparai il priete per domenica. Stai questa notte in la casa da tiutat, stai boccau. Da bon vas in vosco in prebus.
Spitiai, signor Plevon.
Left with more questions than answers, Curtin is told to head back to his grandfather's home to spend the night.
In Ciarias, tat metteva dina quels il pezz avon che s'addormentà. Per schicciar ils nausche sperz. Jau sperl de se vedi data d'en flaru aus, tat.
Curtin wakes to the sound of potent pouring rain pattering against the house. But there's another sound. A periodic knocking coming from the kitchen, a new radio station acting as the backdrop.
Då stai.
How strange. The straw man doesn't appear to take any interest in the girl. Regardless, it's best we find her first. A monument of purity, twisted and malformed in the image of something vile, something sinister. Curtin's vision from the day prior, when entering the church for the first time, has proven to be more than mere hallucination. The old man's cold hands have reshaped the chapel into an unholy sanctuary of an unknown purpose. But we are not alone here. The black goat shows itself once more, leading up the hillside. It takes us to a fountain where the rain is silent. The girl watches a paper boat, made of another drawing, float about the basin. Something is captivating about this one, unnaturally so. We have stepped into the past, far into the mountaintops, inside of a small barn. Soldiers and a goat. The latter of the two appear to be aware of our ethereal presence. Curtin recognizes the young soldier, his grandfather. Florin hastily ascends further up the mountain, striding past the black summit and the little girl who does not belong. Her queer pendant's faint glow pulsating in the tenebrous night. At the precipice, Florin, a youthful and neurotic Jeremias, and one H.R. Serpentini assess their impending doom. Whilst their corporal sleeps, an army approaches, prepared to attack at any moment. Although the three sober soldiers may have the vantage point, they are drastically outnumbered. All is lost. The valley, their lives, and their future.
Ai ora quintau ha er. Mia donna ai en speranza.
Ma quai un porto sebo pli. Quai ai la fin.
Forse non è stuat pers, mis amis. Quando ad una via, ubrigia.
Curtin rises to his feet in the corrupted chapel, surrounded by twisted recreations of various holy figures. The head of the goat, seen in Curtin's vision, has been neatly placed on the podium for our recovery. No sign of Jeremias, at least not here. The deformed doorway, locked with carnivorous teeth, is easily remedied by Curtin's gift, releasing him from one hell into another. Sizable black hail, possibly stones, rain from above. All the while, the same painter we had seen prior is seen above. Taking shelter under the trees, we make way for the graveyard once more to wait out the storm. Once inside, Jeremias speaks for forgiveness at the foot of Florin's empty grave.
Ja, ai una vision.
A Florina muss hauen sie schon. Ella è schon in stad in a fond special. Qui eren temps cheers da letztes horas. Ed osse venien ein push bei temps cheers.
Temps stiers?
As vil mai kaplotta. Ella venida profanada. Bo idea, con che la podio surmontare Sava ed entrare in la kaplotta.
Ja, avevo non veien mai vision de Lujara. Ci è quai?
Ella è dina push bei comparius en il decurs della historia en temps de desperazione. Ed ossa a el para tornaus.
Il ciao caura era si altar.
Il ciao d'allegria. La caura preferita de corporal Walter. Distos porta il ciao a Walter. E sarà quintati de plin scel vol. Tiu tata visitau el en siu bunker. El portava reforniment. Poi desses ti effasce ti vols in giacunel.
C'hai reforniment portava tata del.
Florina deponiu quella claftir mai. Forsa anfles de pli en siu laboratori.
Nua a il bunker.
Diso si dalla via sì. A paia si meglio lunch.
This Corporal Walter, the same man we had seen passed out in Curtin's vision, is somewhere further up the mountain, in some bunker, near the apiary. His worsened behavior and need for supplies will make for an abrasive interaction. Among other information, Jeremias gives Curtin a strange key to Florin's study, as well as information regarding a hay truck that we'll be using as our main method of transit. Now that the storm's passed, we should investigate Florin's study. We now have what appears to be a key for a vehicle, likely the hay truck, and a note on the study desk. Hay for the goats, schnapps, the bottle of liquor we found in the bathroom, and honey for Florina, Walter's niece. And where might we find that honey? Further up the mountain, at the apiary.
Oh, accompagnes-ti mai? Se te in bain, la via ai plein ruosnes.
sur le vader. Et sur le duet, une belle chlopette. Ce diable, où est il tunnel vell, mia figlia? Belce tu les châteaux.
Nu mai ne qua tunnel.
Guarda svessa.
And we emerge in the dark. Our passenger no longer with us, and a winding road lie ahead. The humming engine, angelic singing, and chirping crickets. Peace. While the hay unloads, an ethereal being moseys up the hill. A headless white goat with a glowing aura. She leads us to a vantage point where we can see a light flickering inside of a not-so-distant home, behind which is a broken bridge. This would prove useful if it were not for the midsection having been erased. Even if we can't cross the bridge, we might find some help inside. Upon reaching the property, our advance is interrupted by a noise coming from our bag. Alagira's severed head has regained consciousness. With some refreshments, Alagira is ready to speak to Curden. She remarks that Curden resembles one of the men who had done this to her. Alagira is understandably exhausted. She promptly falls asleep for the time being. With the least bizarre encounter done with, let's get inside. If these posters are anything to go by, we are currently in the Serpentini household. Though nobody seems to be here at the moment. We should take any moment of respite as it comes, but something feels off about this place. Aside from the strange deformity seen in the poster, some of these paintings are somewhat unnerving. On the kitchen table, a book written by the late H.R. Serpentini.
Il titolo del codice è Il prigioniero alla montagna. L'autore è Serpentini. El era in del soldai la montagna in mia visione dell'uiara. Kurz entre che l'ha scritto quel roman e ha spereus sin natura da manaivel del pezzo Mundaun. In San Flau il manoscritto, in sia stanza di lavoro pubblicau il codice postumo.
The summit. The black monolith that has loomed over us across our entire journey. Might we find the answers at the peak of Mundaun, or will we be left with further concerning questions? Only time will tell. Nobody is coming here for the night, at least that seems to be the case. For all we know, they have been claimed by the horrors outside. Let's permit Curden to rest his weary head and find relief. Aside from the noises upstairs, the various off-putting sigils etched into the frame are reason enough to get out of bed. The studio upstairs is now unlocked. Inside are various artistic implements and works. A scolding self-portrait of H.S. Serpentini, a tile for the mural outside, familiar drawings, and a painting of the bridge. A portion of the painting has been erased. This imperfection won't stand. With Curden's artistic abilities, he repairs what was once broken.
Sa, o se si filiu, traciu.
Ist narr. Ce feci de qua?
Jag är både utaj.
Du risches din a screr mia taila. E non sono in giun da quels dilettanz. Gio i las citets ci scrivlotten süda per tuot.
Quasti nom.
Ce menages coas ti num. Esco un scherzo ce. Min ciun conosce mia nom. Giovanni Serpentini.
Quasti me li diau la mattetta.
No, ela passa mince taint con sis cevres. Un'arma libra. Od sco da mem lo. Da fatta con mias dunz es a grev della claper. In un portret es in clegia.
Ja, viu che te me li diavas il grep durant la garniala nera.
E non se proprio na. Perché ce l'ho regalò quist dun ad un tamazzi scotu. Un sbaglio sto il corregger.
C'è il celè da vos iliesh senza falla.
Qui non va a dirsi te in guarda. Ma oggi faccio un'eccezione. Und il Schleer, scusa tu al nomnest, o le un'exposizione speciale. Access privat. Be sun invit.
Senza vasè.
What an unsavory man. Plenty of information that he is willing to share, but brash nonetheless. An elite audience to a secret piece kept in a secluded cellar. Remarks on the gift that we possess, indicating his involvement with the old man and knowledge of his capabilities. Near stalker behavior towards Florina, among other hints and ill intentions. A gorgeous expanse of rock-laden terrain, a reflective tarn surrounded by sparsely placed shacks and cabins, while the beekeepers float about the area, tending to their hives and collecting their honey. We've found ourselves in a new locale, so why not spoil ourselves? Let's explore a bit. An attempted hanging, following a cowardly assault. Oh, I wonder who may be responsible. The black goat waits once more, leading us through a safe route to our destination, an infested barn. The incessant buzzing of thousands of angered insects is of little concern. It is their rampant assault on our beekeeper's suit which is reason to fret. The heavy fabric will only take so much punishment after all. Between the swarms of bees, we can make out various honeycomb structures. Humanoid shapes, locked in place, captured and repurposed. Vessels for the hive. Who knows how long these people have been up here. Whatever the case, we have what we need. There's one more cabin we haven't searched yet. The largest of the bunch.
Aici Chicau?
Florin, stai qua.
Na, quei Curdin. Il biadi de Florin.
Florin, ascoltau riforniment.
Jau ai tot.
Wees bien, we fijne pauze. Die ouders, over.
The ghosts of two lost soldiers, wandering somewhere. Is this our summon? If this is Walter's call, we should answer promptly, now that the beekeepers and their swarms are dormant for the night. It's difficult to ignore. Distant lights pierce the night further up the mountain. The ski lift must be operational. Do the workers know what is happening below? Have they felt the ripples of our journey? Or have they been free of consequence? Or could their operation be the result of unseen forces toying with reality? The motionless shades of long-forgotten soldiers guide us through the tunnels. Absent of their flesh, all that remains is their goodwill and disciplined positioning. They have been forced into a new life of servitude for their fellow man. The faineant war veteran is happy to accept our schnapps and continue conversation.
Florin caminada.
Nou, Florin, hier is Silviadi.
Oh, si ci veniu nou navon.
Oh, specchia. Il beslim. Ja, genosse quei beslim. Alegria. Oh, mia cara alegria. Oh, mia cara alegria. 6 anni faig con toi. Deu smale diu tat. Vai tot nou niet in diu car tat. Lai me in Roos. Ja, wie goed ik wel een reunion en pais. Io vi buve se je faccia. Da je faccia. Zo kopesje dan is hosp over en out.
In light of Corporal Walter's incompetence, Serpentini, Jeremias, and Florin have taken it upon themselves to make the final decision to sign the contract with the old man who lingers in the darkened corner. In exchange for one unbaptized soul, the old man will bury the opposing army beneath the snow and save the valley. Time is short, and decisions are hasty. The wise become the foolish. The diorama is no more. An abstract key is all that remains. Let's head back and get some rest. On the way, we encounter a small room, a makeshift chapel, where a strawman figure is doused in candlelight which doesn't abide by natural law. We place it in our lamp and continue.
Oh.
Walter seems to be in brighter spirits this morning. He claims that the old man is and has been trapped in the mountain, the summit, for years. There is no reasoning with the war veteran. We thank him, say our goodbyes, and head for the cannon.
Adia, Corporal Walter.
With the road cleared, all we have left to do is retrieve the Moval and Allegria's head. The painter's home is en route, and let's pay the mischievous man a visit. A shame. Aside from the new drawing on the wall, there is no sign of him. We bid the silent girl goodbye and prepare for the final stretch of mountain before we reach the summit. Unlike the night prior, the ski lift doesn't appear to be functional anymore. The controls haven't been tampered with, rather, the power has been cut. Following the cables, we find that the sole operator is indisposed at the moment, left without toilet paper and unwilling to soil his clothes. Fortunately, when our previous night was interrupted, Curtin made off with a roll of toilet paper. The convenient receptacle accepts our pulpy offering, and the power is restored.
Tenats deren mats neders ed ingianeters. Per cui, es que bedret, c'arrivo c'es qui c'è de fat per vus tuaz quella volta.
From the white depths, shrouded in dense fog, numerous soldiers claimed by the old man rise with a vengeance. An entire troop of the undead, with the sole purpose of hunting down Curtin as he makes his way to the summit. Though that would be far too simple. Dropping into the same barn that Fleurin had signed the pact in, relics of a time long ago remain, for the most part, untouched. The crystal that let Fleurin's blood continues to perpetually shift colors, from a pure white to a corrupt black. Even the battle plans remain in pristine condition. There's no time for dawdling. The soldiers could be upon us at any minute.
Walter, ma quintada la porta, curcia tu, ma schmanai vo pro el e si truppa ti l'han costruita durante la guerra sco produzione d'urgenza. Sdovren cot da trais fuor mas. Scena in clettin andret, scise il cod giovanì cul suda HR serpentini.
In quel caso si finiu. I da negine vie d'un fla HR.
Magara dai stessuna. Piglia mia brunzina.
Grazie per la benzina.
Poi es ma brunzina da fortuna. O sa cerce in schlittra e franca l'ander via mia brunzina. Mia brunzina sarà la via.
As directed, we attach the bell to the sleigh and set off. Behaving like a divining rod, the bell leads us to Serpentini. Unfortunately for him, he did not receive quite the same treatment as the other soldiers. A shovel is all we need. Curtin cannot seem to pull Serpentini any further. Something must be caught on his legs. The old soldier only wishes for a bottle of spirits in exchange for information regarding the elaborate lock used to seal the summit bridge. A beast of imposing stature. A tavern lies across the way. We'll likely find the alcohol inside. We have our answers. We know the task ahead. We're so close.
Se sentes meglio, Rossa?
Sì, bene. E ciot. Grazie. Mam, ora già che tu sei gentil, sarà la bene sgiure per te.
Anzi, ciao, tre già avevo quel cot.
Il zotter sudoso da mia compagnia. Forse mio figlio, Giovanni. Ma da quel tempo era l'ancio nei feint.
Io hai un flau quel roman che ti ha scritto.
Ma quello non è un roman. Tu hai proprio capito preciso c'è.
Sì, avevo quella che n'era. Lo sto così.
The looming summit, that which watched our every move since our arrival, is our final destination. A blackened fortress, housing God knows what. The eyes watch us. Disembodied speech echoes through the pipes. We descend the throat and enter the first chamber. Allegria's reunited remains pull us into another vision. Her sacrifice was used in a foolish attempt to trick the old man, the repercussions of which Curtin is experiencing firsthand. Now, Allegria may rest in peace. Only Florin remains. We must find the contract.
In Sicilia fu arrivaus a la val. In descendenz del cugliun Florin, io se legrel d'emprender d'en conoscer el.
Ah, Giovanni. It was only a matter of time until he and Curtin crossed paths once more. He shares his vain logic for freeing the demon and informs that the old man carries the contract at all times. How inconvenient. He finishes painting Curden's portrait and vanishes without a trace. On our way out, we peer into a mirror, revealing another point in the world. Florina and her goats, the soul he longs for. You may save the fool or condemn him, sentencing Giovanni to his death. The door to the cellar opens where the painting resides. Now, to rescue the girl.
Jag sai tots de vies packt.
Il gran malfac capita la caputa stila. E la Florina.
Jag så ku pesel da quai.
Ti aspettivi, tai. Ti has in a buona olma. Squat il tag.
Wesha. E sai che buttate il buon son.
Oh, hai quai. Hai vendi data in conto delle sposonze del naus. Io vengo a fare orazione per te.
Ja vai destruir il schmaledeu maleg. Date liberaus de sua maledicțiune.
Ma bene, e non era mai un caso per me. Ma veglia, ma battagiò. Questo essere blinco risponde già da mia gusto.
Nein, Ruaus Florina.
Perciò sti stessi.
Maladia.
E proprio penso che scribbim mi faccia danno.
Lascia vedere.
Sì. Vezi perché ti schiacciò la matetta in mia braccia. Florina, ti non o imbrugliò. O sarei Florina. Una provvidenza. Ti svissi
Mundaun. Questa è una storia di spinde senza mia parte.
Die Bastard korrupt.
Exakt.
Florina! Now Navon! Now Navon!
Diavolo, sti nienako.
Para che ho fetch caput vies packt.
T'averteix, nu c'aver in ciosas passedas. Las consequences füssen fatelas.
Addia ti malfacent.
Hai ad te avertia.
Na, bosso te scriva. Ja sai bo d'accordo, ma io creio che ti has ragione. Neu, l'hem preparat nostra defensiun.
Vos nars. Ussa esses vos propi pers.
Go attacken elsbo? Sicher ein Constable. Ja, mon mira.
All this time, the army which threatened the valley were simple toys, an illusion created by the old man. There was never any danger to begin with, and with the past tampered, all is well in the world. Florin passed away in his sleep, Florina is safe, and the burial may commence at our behest. Our journey has been long and arduous. It is only right that we take in the sights of the valley and Florin's home. With any luck, following his victories, Curtin may find catharsis in this peace, foreign to the valley. We have one last stop, which I have been saving. I hope the story was as intriguing to you as it was to me during my first playthrough. I've left out many details regarding many of the collectibles and various oddities. If you have the time, please do pick up a copy of Mundaun and explore to your heart's content. Behind every corner is a lovingly crafted world that is every part beautiful as it is bizarre. Regardless, thank you for your time and support, no matter how brief. Have a pleasant day.
Manijons, Denieri! però Florina.
Con ire saira sul ciuletto, spassor da stradella, scinaia visto in un banchetto, una bella sfranzinella, tra la la la, ai ha ha ha, una bella sfranzinella, scinaia visto in un banchetto, tra la 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 la.